Hey everyone, I'm Deepak, and today I'll walk you through how to deploy AI agents on Zendesk using Fini, the generative AI customer experience platform. Let's dive in. Firstly, before we go to Zendesk, let's see what Fini is. So, Fini is the most powerful all in one generative AI platform that helps you solve 70% of your support issues without any code. Let's dive right in. Why is Fini special? The most important part is that Fini is headless. What that means is that Fini is not dependent on any tool. I know we're talking about deploying AI agents on Zendesk today, but let's assume you move to a completely different tool tomorrow, like an intercom front, customer, or just any other tool imaginable. It'll just take you 5 minutes to move your AI agent from Zendesk to that tool. And the great part is today, Fini allows you to input data from multiple sources like APIs, Confluence, Notions, Google Drive, and just all text sources that you can think of, and deploy agents not only on Zendesk, but you can deploy the same agents as well on Slack or any of your other favorite tools. So just think of Fini as a new human agent that you just hired on your team, and now you're just deploying it across tools. Why is Fini special? So Fini's agents are 97% accurate, which is way above industry benchmarks of the top tools around, which are only about 80% accurate. Fini helps you save 50% on your support costs with a coverage of almost 70 to 80% of your support issues, making sure that your agents can focus on the more complex cases which needs a human involvement. Fini helps you retain more users by solving queries across more than 50 languages, solving queries instantly 24/7 for your users, giving those magical experiences for your users, which will help you retain more users and also improve your CSAT score and also increase your user engagement as well. These are some of the statistics on Fini as well on how quickly it is to deploy. We can help you save more than 50% support costs. You will see increased CSAT and retention and a significant reduction in average response time and your first response time. Okay, let's dive in. How do you deploy Fini on Zendesk? So the first thing that you need to do is go to app.usefini.com, and once you log in, what you can do is you can actually just go and create a new bot. Just give a name here, and then you have a bot ready in here. Just given a test name. I've already created a bot, Fini AI Zendesk, and then what you'll do is in the setup tab you'll create a base prompt. So this is where you're actually giving instructions to the model. So everything around the tone of the model, how friendly it should be, how it should respond, etc. All of those things will go in the base prompt here. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us at hello@usefini.com to have the base prompt. Here, I have one of our sample base prompts here. We're basically making a support assistant for Airbnb here. I'm choosing the language as English, but we have more than 100 languages, and you can choose any of these languages. And I'm saying that all of the responses should be a part of the knowledge base. When you have to add knowledge, you have a bunch of options here. You can either add data from links, files, Google Drive, Notion, Confluence, Zendesk, but you can also integrate data from your APIs as well. If you need to integrate data from your APIs, you can just always shoot us a note and then we can help you. In this case, what we've done is we've added a support article from Airbnb, which talks about cancellation policy for Airbnb. And then after that, what we've also done is we've also hooked it up to a database as well, where it basically talks about like all properties and just talks about like their prices, etc. So if users would ask questions about properties, what this can also do is like this model will be able to go to the database, fetch the details of a property, and just answer for that as well. But in your case, you can just think about getting data from any of these sources. Now, once you're testing, you can just like test here, ask questions here. We're not going to do that today because today we're focused on how do we deploy these agents on Zendesk. So let's go to deploy here. So you have a bunch of deploy options here, and all of these are no code options that we give access to. But apart from that, you also have a lot of other options in terms of integration for which you can reach out to us. But let's talk about Zendesk today. So I've already deployed the integration, but if you have to deploy the integration, you can just like, you'll see add to workspace option here. You'll be able to deploy it. And when you're deploying, it will ask you two things, basically your subdomain and your account ID. And we've added guides here to for you to be able to find those. So you have two options. You can either deploy it on email and you can deploy it on chat. So when you're deploying, the first thing you need to do is just select your bot and then you can choose a reply type. So basically, you have two options. You can either do direct replies or you can do internal comments. What this means is that when users are asking questions on your Zendesk, you can either have Fini direct reply to your users or you can create internal comments for your agents to send replies. So both the options here, whichever one you like. What you can do is you can also mask your PII as well, in case that's helpful. Assigning tickets to Fini. So this is an option where you can actually choose if you want Fini to also assign tickets itself as well for all of the tickets that it is responding to. So you can always choose if you want to do that. And then there's an internal comments configuration. So basically what you can do is you can choose what are the number of times Fini can directly reply to users before it starts switching to internal comments. This can be helpful when you want agents to take over after a certain time. Or you can always say that Fini should also switch to internal comments after an agent has been assigned. So this way we can assist agents as well on the tickets that they're already working on. The other thing that we also do is we also do AI categorization as well. So we can use our AI models to categorize, and we have customers who would have even 300, 400 categories as well. And we can use AI to categorize all of those queries. Okay. So let's create a ticket now. So we'll look into two examples today. We'll be sending two emails. Let's just assume that I'm a user. Let's just ask two completely different scenarios, and let's see how Fini responds. So what I'll do is I'm assuming that I'm a user for Airbnb, and I'm writing to Airbnb support. So I'll be like, hey, let's say, can you tell me the price of Ocean Breeze condos and maybe number of bedrooms as well. That's just right, that I'm asking property info. So if you see here, when I ask this question, basically what the model should ideally do is it should first break this question down that the user wants to know about Ocean Breeze condos, and it wants to know the price and the number of bedrooms. And then it should do an API call, figure out where this information is, get the information, and share that with the user. So let's send this, and then let's go to, let's send this, and then let's go to our Zendesk and see what our model replies. Okay, so that's the question that has come in. So if you see here, Fini has replied, thanks for reaching out. The Ocean Breeze condos have 3 bedrooms and the monthly rent is $1,871. And it also categorized as well that the user is talking about bedrooms and rent as well. And it's already gone ahead and solved this query as well. And if you see here, Fini was assigned to this support issue. So if you see here, Fini was quite black. It could magically just figure out which data to query, what to respond, and then also figure out that it can solve the query as well on its own. Now what we can do is, actually, let's just also see how it would look from a user perspective as well. So from a user perspective, if you see, I would have asked this question and I got this email. So my experience itself does not change from how I would be interacting with a human agent, which is quite nice, because then I don't have to think about different tools and so on. And it's a native AI agent inside Zendesk, and I can have the exact same experience like I would with a human agent. And also, for example, at some point here, let's say if I would actually ask a question which is something like, okay, give me a refund, which maybe needs a human intervention. Now, what it should be able to do is it should be able to say that it does not know the answer to this and loop in a human agent. Let's see if it does that. Okay, so if you see here, Fini was able to identify that it cannot issue a refund and it needs a human agent. So if you see now the ticket is open, it has escalated the ticket. It's marked the category as refund and it says, "Thank you for your message. I understand that you're requesting a refund and our support team will take a closer look into your report." So basically, like if you see this as well, this is a pretty personalized message saying that you want a refund, and then we've been able to share that with the user. So if you see, this was quite smart in understanding which are the issues that it can solve versus the ones that it cannot. What we can do is, let's look at another example and see if instead of direct replies, what would happen if we were doing internal comments. Okay, what I would do is I would start another mail thread. So let's say, "Hi, how do I cancel my booking on web? How do I cancel my Airbnb booking on web?" Okay, so I've sent this email. Now let's see what happens to this query. Property info. Oh no, this is the last one. Okay, let's see what happens to this query. Oh yeah, here you go. So if you see here, we don't touch the status of the ticket because we haven't really replied to the ticket, right? We've only given an answer. And in here, I'm saying, okay, I understand you'd like to cancel your booking because this person cannot really help with the cancellation. It is escalated. It's just also like start giving a response and create an internal comment. If there was something that it knew the answer to, it would pretty similarly create an internal comment as well for someone to answer, and that person could just go ahead and copy the response like this. It's pretty seamless in that way as well to understand when does it need to do direct replies, when does it need to escalate, and so on. So hopefully this helps. Also, actually, since we are here, what we can also do is we can go to Admin Center as well. And also, I can quickly show you how you can control some of these things. So the first thing, if you remember, was when we were deploying Fini, we talked about categorization. So what you can do is in here, you could go to fields, basically your ticket fields. And in here, what you can do is you can create a multi-select field, call it category, and you can call it whatever, and give it all of the categories that it can choose from. In here, I have some sample categories where you can choose any number of categories that you can choose from. And then our model will use these categories to be able to assign tickets. The other thing that's probably helpful to know is triggers. So in triggers, what you can do is you have certain triggers, which is escalation triggers, solving triggers, and unassigning triggers. So basically what I'm saying is whenever Fini responds to a specific query, and if it's not escalating, I'm asking it to solve those specific queries. And I'm saying if Fini is responding to certain issues and it's escalating, then I'm saying that those tickets should be open. These are something that you can always choose and modify if you would like. That's pretty much it. Have fun playing around with it. And it's pretty similar flow in chat as well. If you need any help, you can always reach out to us, or you can always go to our help desk as well, which talks about how do you deploy our AI agents on Zendesk email and chat. And you can always contact us at hello@usefini.com. Thank you. Have a great day.